Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video, and today we are starting a career mode. I know you might be thinking, why are you starting it so late? And to be honest, the only reason is that I didn't realize how much I actually wanted career mode until now, because I've been doing a lot of online stuff. I was doing a lot of online stuff on my channel recently, and I realized that I really want to do some single player career mode. I've been missing it a lot. I've been a big career mode guy before I started YouTube, so I thought I would redo it. But so here we are then. As you can see by the pictures, we are going to be driving by McLaren. Hopefully we'll be able to bring them back to glory. I have put the AI difficulty up to 1.5 and not just 100. This is gonna be really hard, I'm gonna say, for myself, because I usually go with 100 for the recent career modes, but here I decided to go, let's go full bean, let's go to 105. Our teammate is going to be Carlos Sainz, you can see there, because he's the better rated driver in the game, and I think he might just be the, Lando's pretty good as well. I don't know who in real life is better, but I believe that in the game, Carlos is better, so I decided to pick him as the teammate. So the first thing we're obviously going to do straight away, we're looking through the menus here, is go straight away into the R&D. I just want to say real quick before we do anything is that I'm going to try to upload these videos weekly, so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do it. But what we're going to do is, we are really lacking in the engine, so we're going to buy an upgrade for the engine. We're going to hold off on durability. While it is needed, I do need it personally. I'm going to hold off on durability. I don't think it's as important as developing the car, because I want to bring McLaren back to glory. We're also making a chassis upgrade because we're lacking on engine and chassis, I think, the most. We're lacking a bit on air as well, but maybe just slightly, but we're lacking in chassis. So I decided to go for those two upgrades, and then when we get more R&D points, then maybe we're going to do another chassis upgrade, or well, I'm not sure. Okay, we're gonna wait for that later. But here we're gonna, in the perks, in the driver perks, so we're gonna go for a social. We're gonna go for social media theme perk. This will boost our claim by 10%, I think. I don't know when it's gonna boost it, but it's gonna boost 10% more than normal boosts. So that's good. But yeah, just having a look through the menus here. Yeah, now we're gonna skip that. This is the full calendar, by the way, full 22 race calendar. So, and we're gonna keep it that way for all the seasons to come. As you can see there, we go R&D, but we just have to edge over 1,000, and we just have 20 less. So, but let's go to Carvio. So here we are now with that beautiful McLaren in the background, but we're gonna skip through time once again right now, because we need to have more than 1,000 R&D. That's where the minor upgrades are at this point. So we're gonna skip until we get the R&D points. We do get both our upgrades in that we bought before, so that's good, and we do get our R&D points as well. But as we're going to R&D 3, you can see that the only upgrade we really have is a weight redistribution upgrade, which will come for Bahrain at the earliest if we rush it. And I thought, I don't know why, but this kind of, like, I thought that if we rushed it, maybe we could have gotten it for the Australian Grand Prix, but that was a no. And so in the end, I decided to actually save R&D for the major upgrade in the engine. But now let's go with an interview with Wilbux.
Great, you're done with the technician's briefing. Look, I know we've got a lot to get through in FP1, but Will Buxton's been pushing for a quick interview before you head out on track. Don't worry too much, he's a good lad. He's just over there. These media appearances are important for a few reasons. They'll help build your profile and your brand. Plus, your team will get a real boost to their motivation if they hear you praising them. Will, as promised, sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, mate, not a problem at all, not a problem.
Look, we've got to be out on track in about 5 minutes for FP1, so we can only spare you a couple of minutes max. Is that going to be enough time?
More than enough. We're already set up. Cool, let's go. Set. We're used to seeing rookies in Formula One every year, but this season there's a youngster that's arrived with perhaps a little more interest in them than usual. And that's because while they've been successful at every level of their career, from karts all the way through to Formula 2, they've somehow managed to stay pretty much under the radar. They don't have that luxury anymore, though. They're in Formula One. Millions of people around the world watching their every move, both on and off the racetrack. So let's take some time to get to know them a little bit better. So tell us a little about yourself. What's the thing you're most excited about being here in Formula One?
Now here, it was important to give an answer that would boost my claim. I was trying to find the answer that would boost my claim. That's always the main like reason. So I think I'm gonna go with the competition. In the end, that's not really what it is, what the answer actually is, but it doesn't boost my claim though.
You must have had a lot of interest. What drew you to sign for your current team?
Now, of course, this would be just a challenge of gaining back, but I'm gonna boost the power unit because that's where we need to gain the most.
What would you say is going to be the biggest challenge for you this season?
And here, once again, I'm just trying to boost my claim. I don't actually aim for the championship, but I'm gonna say that I'm aiming for the championship because that will hopefully boost my claim, but as we click it, it won't.
Really appreciate your time, but I know you're very keen to get on. Best of luck out there.
Thank you, Will. These are some pictures here from the car on track. You can see in its beautiful look outdoor. This is FP1, by the way, as we do our practice programs. So yeah, real good. And then this is another part from FP1. If you get too eager with the outside curb here, actually no, we go too wide here. We spin the car and we end our FP1. So that has been it for FP1. These are how many R&Ds we got. So in total, we now are over 2,000 R&D points, so we will be able to buy the major engine upgrade. So that's really good. And then after we're gonna buy it, we're gonna go straight into qualifying. So here we go now in the computer here. We're just having a quick look through the emails. But yeah, we're gonna buy this major engine upgrade because it would really, hopefully, really boost us on the engine power because that's where we're lacking the most. Here we go now. We're not gonna rush it. It's gonna come in for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. It's gonna come in for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. So yeah, but without any further ado, let's get into qualifying. This is our first lap in quali in Q1. I mean, it wasn't the best of laps. I was still trying to get used to the car. Very lively rev in this car, and also sometimes it decided in high-speed corners. It has a very nice front end, but then in slow speed corners, you can really feel a bunch of on this here. I actually fell on this here there, so in the final corner, that was more my mistake though. And so we thankfully don't about there our lap time, and we end up with a 1:21.1, not the best of laps. Like I said, it wasn't a good lap by all means, but hopefully it'll get us through into Q2, and as we now speed up the time. On the qualifying, you can see that we're staying in P10. Hopefully that's where we'll stay, and I can confirm that so is where we'll stay. So we do manage to get through into Q2, which is really good for our first outing. But of course, that's where you expect the McLaren to be, and hopefully we'll be able to get into Q3 as well. That would be great. But here we are now on the first lap for Q2 this time, and once again, I felt like it was this one was even a better lap. I feel like. There were some mistakes on the lap. I wouldn't say mistakes, more like there were some moments where it wasn't the best. I could have improved. I could have improved this lap. It's not the perfect lap, but it's 1:20.9, 2/10 better. And I was hoping it would get me into qualifying into Q3. But as we go and speed up the times, you can see we are in P8 right now. But but I just don't think that it's gonna hold us because we're only 600ths away from the cutoff zone, so we are going to fit on a new set of softs and try to go for another lap. I can see here we're already 1/10 down, but this is not where I could improve the most. But here we're gonna clip this inside curve and we try to save this as much as we can, but there isn't even any point in saving it. We don't save it, and that's a terrible noise there. But we don't save it. We spin the car. To be honest, I don't know how much that was my fault. The car just didn't want to get back on. We didn't want to go stuck to the ground again. I just kept, I kept overcorrecting it maybe, but it kept sliding around. But whatever the reason, we don't manage to set a lap time this time, which might just come to hurt us. This is the replay now. You can see that just clipping the inside curve there, overcorrecting it there, then overcorrecting it here and here and here. And then there's no correcting to be done anymore because we've overcorrected it too much, and so now we spun it. But here we are now at the end of this lap, and you can see I'm still safe in P10, but I was just worried about the Ferraris, and here they are now, both Vettel and Leclerc just coming single file, and Leclerc actually probably got some slipstream from Vettel as well. And here is when I knew I was doomed, because one of the Ferrari was definitely going to get me, and in the end Leclerc did get me. Did get a lot of people actually got P3. Vettel stayed behind us, which is good. But Leclerc did get a lot of people. He's up in a P3. We're down into P11, just outside of the knockout zone. Carlos makes it through, so that's good for the team, I guess. But yeah, but without any further ado, into race. I'm sorry guys, I did not record. I only recorded the starting sequence for the race, but let's get into it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Albon, Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Ocon, Perez, and Lance Stroll, the Rainmaster, Vettel, Pierre Gasly, and Raikkonen, Kvyat, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so like I said, I'm sorry guys, I was only able to record the grid sequence, but here we are now for the strategy. We can actually pit on lap 5 here, do a bit of an undercut. We're not going to start on the mediums just because that's not what I like to do. But we're also going to put the front wing at the front. We're going to reduce it down by 1 wing, so we have more straight line speed. But here we go for the first race of the season. 5 red lights are out, and away we go. It's been a pretty okay start. Not the greatest one ever. We actually got overtaken by Vettel there, but everyone's just leaving the outside open, so we're gonna say yes, thank you very much. And we're already up at P9, overtaking Perez on the exit of turn 1 there into turn 2, and we're looking at Ocon maybe for turn 3. We're gonna actually brake a little bit earlier because this way we don't run straight into the back of him and then send a pretty aggressive drive there, a pretty aggressive dive there. But we make the mistake. We're now gonna go around to the both there and make sure we don't make any contact. And we're up at a P7 already, but they're not gonna be done there, as there's Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz up ahead battling for P5, and we're going to use this to hopefully make a move here on Leclerc, because here is in the I in lap 1 here are very conservative, so we're going to absolutely go for a massive dive, and we make it work. So, you know, thank you very much for that. What a fantastic start of this Grand Prix this has been, and now we're going to just chase after our teammate Sergio Perez as I mean, why did I say Sergio Perez? Our teammate Carlos Sainz, my bad guys. So yeah, but it's been a really good start to this Grand Prix. You can see CJ just screaming and just shaking into the corner. But yeah, so right now we're just looking to overtake Carlos. But since this is such a good position we're in at this moment, we don't want to, you know, throw it away. So we're just going to overtake Carlos in a good position. And this is not it. We are 2/10 away, 3/10 away, but we don't have DRS. There's no point in overtaking him here. We're going to try to overtake him in a way that makes him lose as little time as possible, hopefully. This way we won't, you know, risk losing this 5-6 to Leclerc, because we're doing such a good job for McLaren here. Such a positive, such a good race out. This is going already for McLaren. But you can see here, Jeff proposed to us a new strategy, and we are actually going to go for that, because I'm already all over Sainz. There's no need to go with a risky strategy, with a risky lap 7 strategy, seeing as this is probably the best result we can get at lap P5. So we're gonna just pit at lap 7 like it was meant to be at the beginning. Thankfully, Jeff actually asked me this strategy, because if he didn't, I maybe would not have gone for it. But anyways, enough talking about strategy. We are gonna pit on lap 7. But here we go now. Looking at Sainz, can we make a move inside here? We cannot. And so here was a bit of a game. Like, if I could get close to him enough into this corner, I was gonna try to make a move on turn 3, and we do get close to him. Sadly, we're gonna have to go around the outside though, and this will mean a bit of battling, which is Paul's chance of all. But here we go around the outside of Carlos. Can we keep the position? Yes, we can. But we're going a bit deep. Carlos switchbacks us. Can he get the position? No, we keep it. We have to actually brake a little bit though there. So Sainz just looking at us everywhere, and this has exactly brought the outcome that I was trying to avoid. But in the end, it was my fault. It wasn't Carlos's fault. He just fought for it like like I would if I was in his position. And it was my mistake, and so now Leclerc is firmly within our DRS, just 5/10 of signs. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do what Lando Norris did in Austria. I think it was the second race where he held Ricardo in his DRS. That was like that moment where he was just like, you mean like forever? Actually, I think that may have been 2019 as well. I don't remember what year it was, but you remember he did hold Ricardo in his slipstream, and so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hold Sainz in our slipstream, far away enough that he doesn't overtake us, but close enough to us so that he does not get overtaken by Leclerc, as we have a little bit of a moment on the rear end like we did in qualifying. So that's the plan, so that, like I said, he doesn't get overtaken by Leclerc, and we can still manage to keep ahead of him. But here we are on lap 5, and I realize I am 4.7 seconds off Albon. But if I get a good enough undercut, because I'm really good at these, I always undercut, I could maybe, just maybe, overtake Albon as we do a pretty bad line to the high-speed chicane. So we're going to actually pit this lap. We're going to revert back to the old strategy. We're going to go up to 7 on the wing at the front to have a better speed, to be able to go faster, because we don't have to overtake as many cars anymore. And we're going to try to see if we can overtake Alexander Albon through the undercut. I know it's a big hope that's probably not going to happen, but we might as well try it because we got nothing to lose. Because if this doesn't go well, if you don't overtake Albon, we're just gonna be in the position we were before, with just a few seconds of advantage, or at least a second of advantage on Sainz, which means we just have to hold up a little bit to make sure he stays in our DRS. But we were now, this is lap 6 here, the same lap we got out of the pits, and you can see my teammate is now in the pits here. So yeah, we're gonna see now how much we gain on him. This means though that they're pitting 1 lap early. I thought lap 7 was the first driver pit. I don't know why I thought that, because I'm the second driver. But I can see here there is a yellow flag, and that's Esteban Ocon actually stuck in the pit lane. What's going on there? We're gonna look at a replay now. But what I was saying is that they're pitting 1 lap earlier than I thought, so the undercut isn't going to be as powerful. But here we go now, on the replay, looking at Ocon and Perez. This is Ocon and Perez, by the way. They're going side by side through this corner. And now, what's going to... Oh, yes, I know what's going on here. Basically, oh my goodness, Perez. I think what happened here was, I think Perez is trying to go in the pit lane, but Ocon isn't. Ocon does not want to go in the pits that lap, because he is the second driver, while Perez, being the first driver, wants to go in, as he does. Ocon takes like a year and a half to get back in the track. Ocon didn't want to go in the pit, so here we are now on board with Ocon. You can see he just turns left, while Perez is turning right, and then just Stroll comes in there to finish them off, I guess you could say. But yeah, that was incredible. I've never seen such an AI mistake, or an AI like crash. But here you're now on board with Stroll, and you can see here that Perez was just trying to go right, Ocon just trying to go left, and then here Stroll just absolutely pile drives into his teammates, loses the front wing, ruins his race, and so yeah. But thankfully, Ocon actually managed to get back on track, so it's not going to be a safety car. I say thankfully because a safety car would not help us in terms of our strategy. Because here there's another yellow flag, and this. That seems to be a Red Bull. Look at the minimap. That might be a Red Bull going slowly. Who's this? It's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is out. Unbelievable. So one of the main probably contenders for this race win is out. And so right now we are in a net P4 for this grid. And remember, I don't know if I actually haven't shown it. I was talking while my engineer said it, but you might have noticed that Valtteri Bottas is an issue, so if we could overtake Bottas as well, we're up in a P3 at this point, if Aldo is in the pit. And Hamilton is out! Oh my goodness, Lewis Hamilton is also out of this Grand Prix. Unbelievable scenes here. Lewis Hamilton is out. Unbelievable. I'm really shocked here. But Lewis Hamilton is out of this Grand Prix, and this means we are in a net P3. I mean, depending on whether there he is now, there, Hamilton's second, depending on if the pit stops, if you don't lose any position through the safety car pit stop, but it doesn't look like it. Because, yep, there is Valtteri Bottas right ahead of us, who was stuck in the traffic earlier, but he's got an issue, and we are in a, oh my god, I'm so surprised here, but we're in a net P3, unbelievable, what has gone on in this first Grand Prix. That's unbelievable. And so now here we are now, and we are in an P. We are in P3. We're not in an P3. And you can see I'm asking Jeff about Bottas, about the Bottas, and you can see that he still has the mechanical problem. So this should technically be a Q3 from McLaren, because Sainz should also be able to overtake Bottas since he has an issue. So if me and Sainz can both overtake Bottas, that's a P2 and P3 for McLaren, but that's more importantly a P2 for a rookie driver, because I am technically a rookie driver, not a rookie of this game, but I am technically a rookie. So here we go now to the final corner. We messed it up massively, but you can see here, I don't know if it's issue related, but you can see how easily we're gaining on Bottas. We just pull out as the green flags come out, and we get the position on him. We're up in the P2, and heck, I'm saying it, we might try to challenge P1 here. But as you can probably imagine, you can see Albon is already going away, and I probably should have maybe used this lap to try to stay within his DRS. Maybe we could take some slipstream in the other laps. But yeah, the cold tires and worn tires as well, because the fact that you have to, you get the tire wear when you warm them up means that you try to warm them up as much as you can, but that will lose your tire wear. So they're worn and they're cold, and of course, yeah, you're much better at warming tires than us. So than I am, and than most people are. So Albon is up in the lead, and I'm not really too fussed about not winning this first race of my career technically, because I'm in a McLaren and I'm not destined to win it. But here comes Bottas then, and you can see here, and I think at this point, I don't have proof about this, but I think at this point he might have solved this issue, because you can see he is 5 tenths behind me, and Sainz is 1 second behind Bottas. Which means Sainz has no pace over Bottas, and this kind of makes me think that Bottas may not have his issue anymore. But here we go now through the high-speed chicane, and now Bottas is all over us. He's just less than a tenth ahead, less than a tenth behind us. Here he comes round. Yes, we're not going to use any overtake mode here, because I think I can keep him behind, and that is exactly what happens. We just give him the outside, really close to touching, but we give him the outside. We keep the position, and that's us keeping P2. But now this is going to be crucial here. Can we keep this in the longer straight? We don't get a good run to the final corner, and so I realize here there's no point even trying to go defensive, because he was going to attack me. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze him, and then I'm going to pull out the final second and go for a switchback. But as I do that, Bottas messes up the corner. He goes straight on. That was not my intent at all, by the way. But I think he turned in a bit too early. I didn't have the onboard for that, sadly. But he turned in too early. He went straight on. He goes into the gravel, and he ruins his race. And so right now, we are 2-3 for McLaren as we pick up a warning for us. But we're 2-3 for McLaren. That is incredible. What a fantastic race. First race of the season if we can keep it like this. So, once again, that was cracked. But my bad. But once again, right now our only aim is to keep Sainz in our DRS, far away enough so he doesn't overtake us, but close enough, which means DRS, in which he doesn't overtaken by Leclerc. But that didn't go too well, because here we are now picking up our second warning here, so we have no more warnings, and that is going to be important, because we are on strict corner cutting rules, because regular is just way too easy you can corner cut pretty much anything. So being on strict means that we might get some penalties in the future in our career mode. So yeah, just gonna have to be careful here. We only got 2 more laps left, so just gotta just keep clean and keeping the lines. But you can see that my strategy might not be working out, because Leclerc is within our DRS, let alone Sainz. I mean, if it wasn't Sainz, Leclerc would be in our DRS. That's what I'm trying to say. So everyone is really bunched up here behind. That's what I mean. If we get a penalty here, we will go very much down the order. So just trying to keep it clean, but Sainz is all over us. So it definitely won't be an easy, straightforward, no fighting kind of moment. But here comes Sainz now. It's the penultimate lap. He doesn't have a look here. He's just too far. But we're about to enter the final lap, and he probably will have a go in turn 1 here. We're just gonna, if we that's ever go in turn 1, we are not gonna do what we did to Bottas. We're not gonna. What I mean by that, we're not gonna squeeze him to the left, just so we're not gonna pressure him into a mistake if he makes it too. But but it doesn't look like he's actually going to make a move into the first race because he is far behind. But we don't have a lot of ERS. We only have 22 ERS, so he will definitely maybe have a go here. Here he comes now. We're going to go defensive. I thought about just staying offensive, but we're going to go defensive. But you can see he just doesn't try. We go a bit wide, but we actually bring him wide with us. He was just in that awkward position where he just don't know if you want to go for the switchback or go to the outside, and he stayed on the outside. That didn't work for him. So we've kept the position so far, but are we going to be able to keep it until the end of this lap? Here we go then. It's a straight fight between Sainz and me and us. It's a straight fight between the two McLaren boys. Zach Brown must be absolutely sweating himself while watching this race, because if we can finish like this for the team, it will be an unbelievable result. But of course, Sainz wants it as much as I do. So here he comes now for the final opportunity he's got. I have no ERS, but I'm going to use all the one that I have left. And he's going to go around the outside. He's not going to be able to make it. And so let's make any mistake unless we get a penalty from these final two corners, which I can assure you, we don't. We're going to keep this P2. Alexander Albon wins a Grand Prix. What a commanding second half of the race. Of course, he didn't have any challenges, really. But we finished in P2. Sainz finishes in P3. What a fantastic first race for McLaren. What a fantastic first race for us. I'm really, really happy about this. Of course, really lucky as well with the DNFs, but I'm still really happy. It's still been a really good race. So yeah, we get driver today as well. So really, really good first race.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Right, so there we are then, leading the constructor standings. I will show it soon enough, but yeah, Alexander Albon, of course, winning the race. He didn't really have any challenges from the top teams because everyone had, like, Hamilton and Verstappen had DNF'd, and Bottas had made a mess of his race, finishing all the way down in P9. So yeah, Alexander Albon wins his first race of his career. Then we get second and Sainz gets third, which means we are leading the constructor standings because we don't have any challenges either, to be honest. Then we got Leclerc doing a fantastic job in P4, Ricardo, Perez and Vettel doing a pretty good job as well in P7. Then Gasly, then like I said, Bottas and Magnussen getting a point, which is better than what Haas usually do in IRL. So yeah, but what a fantastic first race of the season we just had. Of course, like I said, very lucky as well. But you know, you can't just count us. You can't like bear what would have been if we hadn't been as lucky, because we have been that lucky. So yeah, really happy about this. We are leading by 7 points to Red Bull Racing with 33, and yeah, and we are second in the driver standings. But yeah, so now what a fantastic race it's been, and now let's go with an interview with Claire.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, and once again here we are going to complement the power unit to gain more, you know, acclaim, I guess you could say there.
It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
Here we're gonna try to boost our appreciation for the team and boost the team's appreciation for us. No, actually, no, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna boost the chassis appreciation.
You really
My bad.
control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
And this is the one where we're gonna praise the team to boost our acclaim.
How do you feel seeing your teammate up on the podium?
Of course, to be on the podium as well, but yeah, I feel really happy. I'm gonna boost our acclaim even more here by saying that I am so proud. I am great. It's great to be on a team with someone so talented.
Great. Well, that's everything.
And that's everything from me as well, guys. It's been a really good, really pleasurable first episode. It's been a pleasure doing it, recording it. It's been a pleasure commenting on it. So yeah, really happy about it. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, which you will see because it's my channel, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, next week will be episode 2 hopefully. So make sure to keep posted to keep your toes up on that. But yeah, we've got also some juicy content for this week as well, so make sure to look for that as well. But that's been it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, guys, goodbye.